When we, in the 21st century, hear the Buddhist teaching of rebirth, it can feel like a giant stop sign. It's often the single, specific doctrine that makes a Western, scientifically minded person say, "I'm with you on mindfulness. I'm with you on compassion." But this sounds like a fantasy. It's a deal breaker. What if the Buddha never asked you to believe in it as a matter of blind faith? And what if the empirical evidence he offered was not a lab report, but a set of instructions for a journey you could take yourself? Hello, and thank you for joining our conversation here at the Mindful Compass. Today, we are looking at one of the most challenging and most profound topics: rebirth. Specifically, what empirical evidence, if any, does the Buddhist tradition offer for it? When we hear empirical, we think of external, objective, peer-reviewed data. By that standard, the Buddhist tradition doesn't offer proof in the way a material scientist would demand. Instead, the Buddha was an empiricist of the mind. He was a master contemplative, and his evidence was of a different kind, experiential, but replicable. So, what evidence did the Buddha present? It came in two parts. First, testimony. He said, "On the night of my awakening, I trained my mind to a state of profound stillness, and I remembered." He claimed to have seen, with direct, empirical knowledge, his own past lives. Second, a method. He did not then say, "Now believe me." He said, "Here are the blueprints. If you follow this path, you can train your mind to the same state and see for yourself." Here is an analogy to understand this. The analogy: the deep-sea submarine. We all live on the surface of the ocean. We see the waves, the weather, the immediate world, this one life. We have no empirical proof of the deep-sea trenches 5 miles down. The Buddha is like the first oceanographer who, through immense effort, built a deep-sea submarine, his highly concentrated mind. He went down. He explored the deep, and he came back to the surface and reported, "It is vast. The mind stream is not just this surface. It goes back, for ages. This life is just one wave." That is his testimony. But he didn't stop there. He then gave us the blueprints for the submarine. He said, "This is the Eightfold Path. This is how you build samadhi, concentration. If you build this, if you follow the instructions, you can take the journey and see for yourself." The empirical evidence in Buddhism is the replicable, subjective experience of those who have built the submarine. Now, most of us are not going to build that deep-sea submarine in a weekend. So, does this teaching have any value for us right now if we don't have that level of meditative attainment? Yes, because the real value of the rebirth teaching is not about the past. It's about the present. You don't have to wait for your next life to see rebirth. You are being reborn in every single moment. This is the practical, verifiable rebirth you can see for yourself. The you who was calm dies in a moment of anger. The you who was angry is reborn as a you who is filled with regret. The you who was hopeless dies when a friend's kind word gives birth to a you who feels hope. The teaching of rebirth is a teaching of hope. It means you are not a fixed, solid thing. Your angry self is not permanent. You can, in this very next moment, be reborn into a kinder, wiser, more compassionate self. This is a practice of seeing this moment-to-moment rebirth in real time. I call this the who am I now? Pause. 1. The next time you feel a strong emotional shift, you get an upsetting email, or you feel a wave of sudden joy. 2. Pause, just for 1 second. 3. Acknowledge the death. Silently note, the me from 1 second ago is gone. 4. Acknowledge the birth. This new me, this angry me, or sad me, or happy me, has just been born. 5. Ask the karmic question. What seed intention am I planting right now, as this new person, that will shape the me of the next moment? Rebirth is not a dogma you must believe in. It's not a deal breaker. The Buddha offered the evidence of his own testimony and the blueprints for you to go see for yourself. But more importantly, he gave us the teaching as a practical tool to see that we are not stuck. We are not a noun. We are a verb. We are a process of continual, moment-to-moment rebirth. And that means that in this moment, we can always change. This is a deep, empowering shift. Let's walk this path of awakening together. First, please share this video with someone who has struggled with this deal-breaker concept. Second, in the comments, I'd love to know, how does it feel to think of rebirth as a moment-to-moment process rather than just a life-to-life one? And third, if you find this path of inquiry valuable and wish to continue these conversations, I warmly invite you to subscribe and follow our channel. Thank you for joining this conversation. May you be well. May you be peaceful. And may you find the great freedom in knowing you can be reborn right now.